Man was meditating, and was horrified to realize that a huge wave was coming towards Mount Everest. However, in the face of this desperate scene, he was undaunted. He rang the final bell to warn the world that the end was near. Meanwhile, an unsuspecting family was having breakfast. Suddenly the house shook violently. They thought it was just a normal earthquake, so they ducked under the table. But then their friend Jack bursts in. He didn't explain much. He just desperately wanted them to get out of there. By the time they got to their car, their house was in ruins. Jack hit the gas and ran up the avenue. The road behind them undulated like a wave. Countless cars and trees were swallowed up. They were struggling to escape, but they're covered in gushing sewage. The man suggests taking the highway. Before he could say a word, the highway suddenly collapsed. A crack in the ground dozens of meters wide. They managed to squeeze through the cracks, but they were blocked by a falling building. In a moment of desperation, Jack ran directly out of the building, and eventually led them to the airport, but the pilot was dead. The only thing left at the airport was an unmanned plane. The man had taken a few lessons in flying, and decided to take on the role of pilot. By this time, the whole city had collapsed. The man forced the stick and took off. The city was in ruins behind them. It turns out that 3 years ago, geologists discovered a sign of the end of the world. When the president learned of this, he and the heads of state immediately set up the ARC program, but only the elite, politicians and the rich were allowed on board. When Jack found out, he rushed to warn his friends and family. On the plane, Jack unfolded a map. He realizes that the Ark is being built on Mount Everest, but there's no way they can get there in their little plane, and it's already flooded. The men have no choice but to land at an airport, where Jack stumbled upon his former boss, and he managed to get on a transport plane. They embarked on a final journey of survival.